Welcome to Sherfield Nursery. I'm going to give you an insight into our beautiful setting. Sherfield Nursery provides an innovative programme of care. We encourage each individual child to grow and develop and reach their full potential. We provide a happy and stimulating environment with a wealth of opportunities. We have a wonderful outdoor learning area to show you to stimulate and encourage learning. I will take you on a journey now across the nursery to meet the staff who will give you a run through of each room and show you around our beautiful setting. We hope you enjoy. To Mrs. Lucy Davies, who runs our Caterpillars room and will explain the daily routine. Thank you.
In our Caterpillars room we have children aged from 0 to 24 months. We predominantly look after babies that are the younger end of that spectrum, so we focus on babies that are crawling, haven't started crawling yet, so we can cater for all of their needs. Every day we focus on holistic play, and we have natural resources in the room that the babies can discover and use sensory to explore and develop. Every single day we go out on walks and explore the beautiful grounds of Sherfield. The younger babies go in pushchairs, and our older children, they get to go and have a walk around, and then we get to have a little play outside. We also are very lucky in babies to have a soft play room as well, so the children get to explore. So even if the weather's not very nice and too cold for our smaller babies, we get to go upstairs and use that, and they get to get all their physical development and gross motor skills. We also have meals over here that are for all ages, so if they are younger they can have purees made beautifully from our kitchen.
So Lucy, these are some frequently asked questions from our parents. How would you be able to adapt, if it was my baby, to your routine?
So we take a look at what time their sleep times are. We tend to all sleep after lunch, but if your baby doesn't sleep after lunch, that's okay. So we can cater, we've got lots of space for them to sleep. We have cot rooms that is specifically for children to sleep in. It's warm, it's cosy, it's calming. We also have space upstairs for children to sleep. We also, as they get older, they can sleep on mats, and we have that in another space, so it's nice and calming for them. So whatever works best for them.
And in a typical day, if you did have a routine, how many times would the child be sleeping?
Depending on their age, once in the afternoon after lunch, and if they are younger and they need their morning nap, then we'll definitely let them have their morning nap.
Lovely. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you. Let me introduce you to Mrs. Tracy Avery, who's going to give you a lovely rundown of the Ladybirds room. Thank you, Tracy.
Hello there, welcome to the Ladybirds room. In this room our children are 2 and under, and we have lots of resources on offer for them to explore, to try and enhance their imagination, communication skills, literacy skills, all in connection with the EYFS scheme. We've got a lovely role play area here that the children absolutely enjoy. This week we're looking at the Sherfield restaurant, so the children can do some role play in there. We've got more role play here for children that like pets, so there's a little vets area over there, and our quiet area too, so we read some stories just down here. We've got various activities out. Today we've got the ICT toys out, puzzles for problem solving. Over here is where we do our craft activities. So we've got some sensory experiences for them here, some dabber painting, and in our tough spot we've also always got some sort of sensory activity. Today is dinosaurs, which is a particular favourite in sand. Just here we also have our lunches and our snack. So in this room we're sort of trying to get the children to be a little bit more independent. So sitting on the chairs by themselves and using a spoon and a fork just creates a little bit of independence. Over here in this room we have our library area where we do our registration. The children all have a card each with a little icon on their card, so they soon get to know their name cards, and they absolutely enjoy registration time in here.
Tracy, can I just
Yes?
ask you, where do your children sleep?
Our children either sleep in the library area here, or they sleep. We've got a lovely soft playroom in there, so we put our beds out in there for the children. They've all got their individual mats, and their bedding is washed every day.
And what if someone was late to pick up? So scheduled for 3:30 and then they turned up late?
If we hadn't heard from them, then we would try and contact them and see what time they was going to pick their child up. If they were sending somebody else to pick them up, then we'd need to know about that. And they should have a picture in school on our file and a password.
Lovely, thank you Tracy, lovely
Thank
room.
you.
Thank you. I will now pass you over to Sally Treadgold, who runs the Fireflies Room, give you a brief description of how the room runs. Thank you Sally.
Okay, so this is the Fireflies Room. The children come in here at about 26 months and they usually stay till about 2.5 to rising 3 age, and then they move through to the butterfly room. Basically in this room we focus on the 3 prime areas. They're personal social development, communication and language, and physical skills. And a lot of the children come into the room in nappies, and by the time they leave they're beginning to potty train.
We have a couple of questions, frequent questions that parents may ask. How would you support potty training in this room?
Basically we will speak to the parents and ask them how they would like us to manage this. If they'd like us to sit them on the potty at nappy changes, we're more than happy to do that, and we'll suggest that they'll do that at home, maybe putting on the potty before bath when they get up in the morning, because it all starts to help them understand and move forward to progress to potty training.
Thank you. And what if my child has an allergy? How would you deal with that?
We would find out what the allergy is, if they're allergic to any foods. We work very closely with the kitchen and we let the kitchen know. We provide an allergy card with listed the allergies that the child has, and then every time we serve food the allergy cards are ready and available for when the children sit at the table, so that all the staff know what the allergies are and we can avoid the foods.
Okay, thank you Sally, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will now introduce you to Mrs. Teresa Seymour, the Butterfly Room Leader, who's going to give you a brief explanation of how our room works. Thank you Teresa.
Welcome to Butterflies. The children in Butterflies are aged 2 to 3. Learning in Butterflies is a little bit more structured as we're preparing them for the transition over into pre-reception. We have a timetable that we follow throughout the week, which gives the children a nice varied opportunity within their learning. We have a trip to the library, which we're very lucky to be able to take the children out of the room across into the main school building. We also have the use of the dance studio, and we try and link that in with our story of the week. We build on their interests within the story, and by having a story throughout the week each day, by the end of the week the children are able to recall that story back to us, which it indicates to us that they've listened well and they've taken in the story to be able to recall that back to us. We do languages within the terms. At the moment we are teaching the children German, and then we will go on to do French and Spanish. It's very important that we teach the children British values, and as you can see the children have been busy making their poppies, and we've talked to them about Remembrance Sunday, and we adapt that to their level of understanding. It's important to remember people that have done kind things for us. Okay, we also like to do yearly learning. So with the month of November we've celebrated Bonfire Night. Unfortunately, the way of the world, we're not able to have all the big celebrations, but the children celebrated by making their own fireworks and having yoga. So the yoga theme was all based about fireworks, which they really, really enjoyed.
There are always times when, due to traffic or something happens at work, where I may be running late. I understand if I phone through. What would happen if I was late to pick up my child? What would be the policy?
Right, the process is that when you register your child, you would give the nursery some emergency contact names, and ideally with a photograph, and we ask for a password on registering your child. So if you weren't able to pick up your child, you need to contact your emergency contact and make sure that they know the password.
Lovely.
Because we will not allow the children to leave the nursery without that password.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Seymour. Thank you. Let me introduce you to the pre-reception manager, Miss Natalie Gold.
Hello and welcome to pre-reception. We have 2 lovely classrooms in pre-reception. The children in here are aged between 3 and 4. They come in here generally the year before they start school. We do lots and lots of lovely activities. We're quite structured in here because we start to get them ready to go to school. We have PE classes with the school PE teachers. We have library visits. We look at world languages. We have music lessons, and we have a yoga lesson every week.
So, Natalie, you obviously have a very structured classroom with lessons. How much free time do the children have?
Well, the children have time during the day to play in the classrooms and also outside. They have a set time of day that they play out on that lovely big playground, but we also use the rest of the grounds during the day for them to have good run rounds and a good play as well.
Wonderful, thank you. And what's your transition process into reception for when they move up to school?
So we've just started this year. The children will go in groups of 8 with a qualified teacher who works in the nursery and take it in turns to do half a term each down in the reception class, and they will come back to us and the next group will go. They also have visits by themselves and with their parents to the reception classes to get used to the teachers down there.
Okay, and you have 2 classrooms, I see. Are the children split in a particular order?
No, we use both the classrooms so that we have smaller groups of children working, so they haven't got as long to wait for a turn, and they can get more attention. They choose which room they would like to go in, and then we have a swap so everybody gets a turn everywhere.
Okay, lovely. And in the nursery, the children eat over in the nursery. With your children, they go to the dining hall with the rest of the school, is that correct?
They have breakfast and lunch in the dining hall, and then we have tea here in the classroom. So we only have cleaner activities in this room because we do eat in this room and all the messy play is done next door.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Natalie. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hi, let me introduce you to our nursery manager, Miss Leanne White.
Well, I hope you enjoyed a wonderful virtual tour of our nursery and meeting our wonderful team, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you in the future. Have a wonderful day, take care.